So, a bit of fun dealing with BeamNG.Drive with a new hard drive. Maybe this will work better. I decided to get myself an NVMe 960 Evo from Samsung. So we'll see. I'll play this back, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you'll never see it. So if you're seeing this, it means it worked. Alright, well, let's go ahead and pull out another junk car that I made. So I decided to drop the $10 for automation to get the V16 option because that was only available for early adopters. So where did I put it? I got this kind of a cross between a Firebird and a Grand Prix. Based off the front, it looks kind of like a Grand Prix, but it has some Firebird cues, basically everything in the back, and the fact that it has little bird emblems on it and stuff like that. So it's really kind of dim, so let's go ahead and brighten that up some. Color, let's go with blue. Blue's a nice color. So this is a 1.7 liter V16. Those are not my burnout marks with this car. It gets about 20 miles to the gallon. The engine is very large. Well, long, I should say. That's 8 cylinders worth of worth of engine, and there's still room in the base. So I could probably cram 2, maybe 3 liters worth of V16 in this thing, and still have room to do it. So I might actually do that. And I have this thing tuned for performance in terms of the turbo preset. But yeah, you gotta rev it to the moon to get it to do anything, so that's kind of annoying. Neighbors probably aren't too nice about, oh my gosh, that guy's pulling out his driveway again, and it's like... I did it basically because it was stupid. I didn't really do it because this would be a practical car to drive, but that's how automation is. You kind of have fun with something and you get something that may not work well. It's fun. It's a great thing to do. So, where is my, let me see, that's my zipper box. It was supposed to be called zipper box because it was efficient, but only gets about 25 miles to the gallon off a 1.5 liter inline 3-cylinder, I think is what it is. So it's kind of a screamer, 10,000 RPM red line. Traction control decided to say, nope, you're not doing burnouts today. This is probably one of my favorite cars to drive because of how small and agile it is. It's like a little itty-bitty track car for the budget conscious. Can't afford a hypercar or a supercar, just get one of these and have fun revving to the moon. Let's turn traction control off. Let's see if we can do ourselves a burnout from start. Not really. It's all-wheel drive, so it's not like I could hold down the parking brake and do a burnout. Yeah, it's just gonna like jam up the transfer case because it's got the rear wheels are locked. It's a fun little car. I like it. I would totally drive one of these in real life. Sounds like it's got 8 billion horsepower, but really it doesn't. And it's decently fast. There goes that low ground clearance thing kicking my butt again, because this thing is pretty low to the ground. And so the front lip there on the bumper will catch on most every curb you can find. Can I drive you sedately? Let's see if I can drive you sedately. Oh, I know how to do that. This is still 3,000 RPMs, and now it's like I don't make any power down here. It makes all its power above 5,000 RPM, I want to say. There it goes. So you really got to get on it to go anywhere. Yeah, this is full throttle right now, and the turbo has not really kicked into gear. Variable valve timing hasn't really kicked in yet. Eventually it'll just start taking off like crazy, but maybe I put it in lower gear, you can see that. Totally messy U-turn because why not? There it goes, 6,000 RPMs, and it begins really taking off. Do not put it in 5th gear, but below like 40 miles an hour, it's not going to like you for anything. Oh, I did not use the clutch. Excuse me, I pressed the clutch pedal. It's a fun little car. Probably not practical for anybody, but nice and agile, maneuverable in the city environment. It gets a little twitchy at high speeds, but not as bad as the other ones that I was doing. I'll show you that one. Here's a car that gets twitchy at high speeds. Not that I'll get high speeds here in this environment. So here's the, I guess the base model of it, the Box. So 1 liter, 3-cylinder, just like the other one, but it's more sedate. Makes more low-end power, so it's able to do burnouts. It doesn't have stability control. It's also front-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive. So it is used with weight transfer when you get on it. Has a much higher or much lower red line. Brakes aren't as good, tires aren't as good, the rims are smaller, it's a more comfortable ride. It's a more practical version. It's also cheap. I think this is like $15,000, $16,000. I could afford that. The race one, probably not. I think that one's close to 25 or 30 almost. I'm not sure if the pricing and automation is accurate for anybody, but yeah, it's acquired car. It's, see, now I'm like a little bit kind of drifty because I just lost a tire. Once it gets to high speeds, like anything above 70, it becomes a little floaty, and it suffers from oversteer, which is not good. I should probably widen the back tires some just so oversteer isn't such an issue, so the rear tires tend to keep the car planted. Yeah, just a little drive in my little Box. See, it's already getting a little floaty because of these hills. So it requires concentration to drive. Okay, so with here. I tried making McLaren F1, it didn't really work so well. I don't like the fact that the black color is like very matte finish. So let's lighten it up some. There we go. Weird kind of a This is a V10 turbo, of course. This is like almost $1 million car. They don't really stop you from making crazy, outrageous things in Sandbox. Driver's view. What passes for it in this game. Electronics ability control is trying to keep me on the road. This has some really good brakes, except those bumps kind of did me in. It is a fun car to drive. I end up wrecking it more often than not because I'm really not that good at driving. See if we can settle the car down here and keep it below 100. That turn messed me up the first time I hit it because I plowed right over into the river. Not fun. Of course, I'm all over the road. I'm not really sticking to my lane. I need to probably go focus on that. I'm going like maybe double the posted speed limit that would be recommended for these roads. These would probably be 45s, 40s or less. Like, I'm all over the place. I can double the limit, because why not? Man, I wish gas prices were that cheap still. This would take premium for sure. I remember when gas prices were that cheap. It wasn't that terribly long ago. We're getting almost $4 a gallon here in Hawaii. It's like $3.40, $3.50. It's been going up, sneaking up here and there. I don't know, maybe we're just frogs in a pot of water. They raise the prices here and there just a little bit at a time, we won't notice. I'm going 100. I should probably not do that. Hey! This thing has a skid pad lateral G-force of like 1.23 or something. I have no idea what the McLaren F1 actually does, but that's enough to throw you against the side of the car when your driver gets in a turn. Assuming the tires keep traction on whatever surface you're driving on. Downshift all the gears. Whoa, I just lost something. What did we lose? Let's find out. Oh, I had the right view. Looks like I lost the front tire. That's okay, we'll still go. And I got a flat. Still drives better than some stock cars in the game. Doesn't even want to list. Well, it has a slight lean to the right, but doesn't want to like pull to one side or the other because it's so low to the ground. It's totally okay dragging its front. How is that even a thing? I've seen a YouTube video of some dude who had lost one of his tires. One of his front tires was still driving the car. I think it was a truck, it was rear-wheel drive, so it really wasn't that big of a deal, but it's like, dude, what is wrong with you that you're having to drive your car down the freeway at close to freeway speeds, missing a tire, dragging your undercarriage? I guess he really had to get it to the shop. It's like, dude, I would be calling the stinking shop saying, hey, can you come tow me? I had a wheel fall off. Can you come pick me up? Something. So this is kind of like that, only this is just a game, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it wants to pull to the right, actually, when you hit the brakes. How odd is that? Anyway. And suddenly everything's fixed. Yay. Alright, so here is a midget little car that I did. Hi, Ashley. This is another 3-cylinder. I like 3-cylinder cars, just because they're so uncommon. Something about just the simplicity of having only 3 cylinders. Help, I'm missing cylinders. I don't have exhaust pipes on this car. Well, there's only 3 cylinders, maybe it doesn't matter. This gets about 50 something miles to the gallon. Lightweight, itty bitty car. See, the engine is that tiny thing, so you got all sorts of room in it in the when you pop the hood. It's only I think it seats 4 people. 2 uncomfortably in the back and 2 in the front. Gets fairly good mileage. It's fairly controllable. It's light, has a good coefficient of drag, so it's fairly economical. Oh, I don't have high mount stoplights. Fail. I only have the, this isn't up to safety code. Anything made after 86, I believe, 86 and on up needs to have a center high mount stoplight. So this would not be legal in the US because this is like an 05 or something, some crazy new model number. But it's safe and it's fuel efficient, and putting a stoplight on this wouldn't be that hard to do. If I could, I'd put it under the top of the hatch by the hinge point. But I don't think automation lets you do that. Put stuff underneath glass. Looks like I need a little bit more traction in the front. Oh yeah, I got traction control on. That doesn't work. Can we do a burnout? If I hold down the... If I basically just drag my rear end around. Yep, you can do a burnout if you hold the e-brake. Make the front tires just kind of spin out for a bit. But the car is so light, you don't need a lot of engine power to do that. Not really a indicator of awesome power. So I guess BeamNG.Drive updated the sound effects for tire squeal. The higher pitch the sound, the less squealing you're doing. It gets a more deeper, throatier, wailing sound. You're really losing control of your car. Just high-pitched little chirps aren't that big of a deal. This is floored, by the way. This is full throttle. Oh, we just drive you sedately. Somehow I got 6 gears on this thing, I'm not sure why. 6th gear is basically just freeway cruising gear, has no power, a little bit of acceleration, but not much. So this is another small little Econobox car that I did, and I like it. It's easy to drive, more controllable at high speeds than the other ones because it's more of a low-slung vehicle. The other ones are kind of tall and short. This is longer and less tall. but still has some issues of not really being a performance vehicle. It's more of an Econo box that looks sporty. But it will do these little East Coast roads on this map fairly well. I almost lost it there. Looked over to the right where my OBS utility was. There's that deeper tire squeal. That was me holding the e-brake. Hopefully they get to adding like kind of a generic interior for some of these cars in automation, because that would really make it work well with Beam when you export a car into BeamNG.Drive, which is what I'm playing here now. Hopefully that's the thing they're going to do, and hopefully they do stuff like diesels and two-strokes. I think it would be awesome if you had the ability. Well, I just got air there on that jump. It'd be awesome if you could do two-stroke engines and diesel engines. So we'll see. And it has enough ground clearance so you can get over curves and not worry about it. Reset. So is there anything else I need to show off or not? Well, I tried recreating my truck. I tried making a GMC Envoy. I actually modeled the engine as best I could off the Atlas LL8. Body style needs work. It's not quite that much wheel gap there, but it works. I'm not entirely happy with this. I need to go back and like totally redesign the body. I'm happy with how the engine is. Engine makes almost pretty much like what it's supposed to in its real world counterpart. I think the red line's a bit low though. I think the red line on the LL8 is something like 6,500 or almost 7,000. This is like 5,800 RPM, so it's a little bit short. Let's go back into driver's view. This was made in Europe, so the driver's side is on the right of the car and not the left. So I should maybe drive like I'm in Europe, maybe? Then I'm like, I'm gonna smash myself into the sides. So I'll just drive like I'm in America still. Lots of tires squealing at normal highway speeds. I think it's because the center of mass is still kind of high up. A little bit of body roll, but not a whole bunch. I think this weighs close to 5,000 pounds, so that's fairly accurate. Which sucks for registering in Hawaii, because they charge you based on how much your vehicle weighs. So if you have a small lightweight car, you don't pay a whole lot. If you have a big heavy truck like this, you pay $400 something a year for the privilege of driving on their roads. But that's only fair, because heavier vehicles would tend to do more wear and tear on the roads than smaller ones. So that kind of makes sense. I get why they did it like that. It's just, golly, it's so expensive. Of course, we don't have to do emissions here in Hawaii. That's a plus. So if your engine runs like garbage, they don't care, as long as you pass the safety check. There are some rumors about bringing back or bringing emissions testing here, but we don't know yet. Guarantee you a whole lot of cars are going to be off the road if they have to do emissions testing, because some of these cars on the streets here are really beat up. surprised they passed safety, but that's just me. Really, I'm not taking that turn very fast. My tires are too narrow. I'll have to look at the actual Envoy specs to see what tires it's supposed to have. Do I have anti-lock brakes on this? I do. They don't seem to help when I do a turn. I thought I saw the ABS light turn on. Let's get going and slam on the brakes. There's ABS. Some lightweight off-roading here after I just banged my door onto something. This isn't really, I mean it's off-road literally because I'm not on the road anymore, but it's not really true off-road. And I don't think you can go through those tree lines. You'll break all your stuff. Transmission's confused, doesn't know what I want to do. It's like, oh, you want first? You want second? You want first again? You want second? Like, just hold the gear. Can I fit? Yes, I can. This being rear-wheel drive, I'm not really going to do any good off-roading with this. Plus, it's not a big torquey engine anyway. I mean, it's an inline 6, it does make decent power. Oh, hey. Dirt roads over there? Yeah, your head's literally like stuck on the hood. Okay, here we go. Any car should handle dirt roads. This is not a test of off-roadness here, this is just... kind of bouncy. That is actually kind of accurate to the real-world version. The truck is a bit bouncy on the suspension. I don't know, 30 miles an hour is probably a bit high for this right here. But that's okay. Transmission's confused again. Doesn't know what it wants to do. Onto like a slightly better dirt road. That tree looks like it's gonna fall over. Somebody should come by and tag that for removal. I think this puts us into town right over here. Yep. Here we are back at town. So it drives well. You have it like you drive it sedately and gently, it doesn't handle that badly. You drive it like a race car like you want to do and Beam all the time, it doesn't work very well. So yeah, that's my crudish attempt at an Envoy or Trailblazer. Doesn't really work very well, but it is what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later. You all have a good day.